Hi everybody, it's the Talking Suffer here. So I just woke up to some terrible news about a mass shooting that happened in Port Elizabeth, which is my hometown in Gqeberha, where from my understanding it was a birthday party and people just jumped over the fence and started shooting people. Now from my knowledge, is not everybody has perished. Some of the people that got injured there are still in hospital, and I hope that and I pray they survive. So now the area in which this happened on, I know it all too well because my grandmother used to live right close to where the incident took place. So from when I was still very young, we used to visit that part of town all too often. Now, because this has happened in my hometown, not that I don't care about other communities that this has happened on, it kind of to me hits a little bit differently because in Port Elizabeth currently, this is not news. It is something that happens and it's so unfortunate and it shouldn't be happening. Now in my head I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? Like, oh my gosh, what is really happening? Because like the issue about guns, shooting, like Siarojwa, we get robbed using these guns. Police stations get robbed and criminals take these guns and use it on civilians. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, what's going on? Who, like, not necessarily who is to blame, but I know that there's a whole array of people that are responsible for something like this, you know? Like the issue of drugs in our society. Like, can't we then nip this thing in the bud? Like, law enforcement, and also the fact that some people don't have any confidence in law enforcement right now, because certain crimes like this would, in my home country, in my home community, they would happen and no one will get, you know, caught. It will be thrown under the rug and people will move on with their lives as if nothing has happened. So which begs the question, like, what's going on in PE and what we could do to make things a little bit better. And I know that because we are civilians, because we are citizens, there's very little that we can do to make a big change. And I know that it starts with the little things, so don't quote me wrongly on that. But what I'm saying is the stakeholders that should make sure that certain things don't happen in our communities. Why are they happening? Who's not doing their job? And to me, I'm looking around and I'm saying, no, who's responsible for something like this? People are complaining about the influx of drugs in our neighborhood. What's being done to curb that? People are complaining about the high rate of crime in our communities. What's being actively done to curb that? And how are we as citizens supposed to feel protected and supposed to feel safe in our homes when someone just can jump over a fence and start shooting people? Why are all these guns roaming around? Shouldn't we start now looking at guns and start confiscating guns and actually deal very harshly with criminals and crime? In South Africa at this moment, in PE and all these other communities, we actually need to start now dealing with crime the most harshest way we can. Even if this is my belief, you don't have to agree with it. Even if it's a good 10 years of just dealing with crime harshly, just so that we can have a situation or a society that is very scared to commit crime because of the punishment that will come after that. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it here, and I'm really sorry that this has happened. And violence in our communities is out of this world, and we have to kind of stop massaging it and stop looking and stop thinking about the next step and actually start doing something. From ordinary civilians, ordinary citizens, law enforcement, the city governance, everyone involved needs to be hands on deck in dealing with these things. That's just my belief. I don't know about yours. You can just express and share what you feel, what you think. I'll be listening and I'll give my own input on it. So that's it for me. Bye for now.